And I did a live stream this morning at 7 a.m. Sharing with you an article from the Wall Street Journals that talked about builders earning outsized profits and speed and efficiencies and lower cost, really creating build for rent communities and then selling them off to deep pocketed Wall Street investors, hedge funds, insurance companies, and the like. And that is certainly a possibility. It is certainly going to make investing in single family rentals more interesting, more challenging. But the reactions that I got were interesting to that live stream. And I just wanted to make this video and remind you that this year, right now, is the hardest time I have ever seen to find and create a profitable cash flow single family home rental. Now, it's not impossible, but it is hard. Let's review why it's hard, and then let's talk about each just very quickly. First and foremost, as mentioned this morning, builders could perhaps stop building affordable homes, instead choosing to build for rent communities and sell them off to Wall Street. Talked about that this morning. Faster, better, cheaper for them. We have seen cash buyers come in and overpay. Maybe these are flippers. Maybe these are just rich folks wanting to add rentals. The fact is cash is out there. And if they want to overpay, they will likely get the deal because they do not have lending or inspection or appraisal conditions. You also have interest rates. Here recently, FHFA changed the rules, essentially increasing the interest rate on investment loans, which was kind of a punch or a jab, which was not fun to receive. We have government, both state and federal, making it very difficult to be a landlord. Both with eviction moratoriums, but also holding back supply with foreclosure moratoriums and the like, which now are extended out to 2022, right? No foreclosure crisis in 2021. That's now a 2022 or 2023 problem. All of this leads to supply being wafer thin. So what are we to do? Well, you really have a couple of options. You can either point at the scenario and say, not fair, impossible, can't do it, too hard, not, blame the rich, blame Wall Street, blame. Or you could use this opportunity to learn, to really learn your market better than anyone else. As far as I'm concerned, you have been given a gift. You can really go into this and really understand what is going on with your market. You can understand how fast things are selling, and people are already telling me they're seeing inventory tick up slightly. So again, these are all things that if you're doing the work daily, that's the key. You can't be wanting to be a single family home investor and only look on Saturday or Sunday. You're going to get run over. The market is moving too fast these days. But really what my point of this is, you only need 4. Most of us only need 4 single-family rentals to change our life. So what if it took a year? I've shared with you repeatedly that I wrote 250 offers on MLS-based deals and got nothing last year. It was tough for me too. I'm not here to tell you that it was easy for me. I suffer from the same challenges you do, except I know that this time is the hardest it will ever be. If you get good in this environment, everything else coming will be no problems. For example, in 2010, when banks told me no, they didn't want to lend to real estate investors. No problem. I would have been able to figure that out. What would happen in 2006 when everybody was overpaying and getting funny loans? No problem. I would have seen it. What would happen if cash buyers are coming out or syndicators or whatever it is? You just understand that you can move forward. What I really wanted this video to be is positive. I want you to know that the work is worth it. Again, this time will pass. You're in the middle of it right now. Maybe you're getting outbid on everything, but remember, it's all worth it. This will pass. as we transition out of the last 12 months into the next 12 months, things will get better. Just think about all the positive things that are happening already, right? You're talking about hotels going up, movie theaters being done. All of these things are happening. And what does that mean to you and I in the single family market? Mom and pop who've been living in their home for a while want to upgrade. They want to move and get closer to grandkids. Who knows? We are going to see more inventory this year. We will not be at 1 million existing home sales by the end of the year. It will likely at least double. That's exciting. Now let's go back to the reasons why it's so hard today. Let's talk about that live stream from this morning in Wall Street. You got to remember, Wall Street wants a certain product type. My suggestion, don't compete with them. Their money is cheap, their money is long. Just don't go there. If they want new homes, 18 to 2,500 square feet, 3 and 4 bedrooms built in the last 2 years, don't compete with them. It will be unfun for you. But once you know what they want, buy around them. For example, one thing that I know, because I competed with them in 2010, is they would never buy a 2-bedroom home. I don't know if that's true today. I haven't looked. But back in 2010, when they were buying everything they could, they would never buy a 2-bedroom home. Guess what I bought a lot of in 2010? 2-bedroom homes. Next up, cash buyers and flippers. This is an interesting group. I have seen them come and go before. Most of them are so greedy. Most of them have no cash management. Most of them are betting on appreciation. And right now, they are winning. Right now, cash buyers who are loading up on leverage, doing hard money loan after hard money loan, are freaking killing it. It won't last forever. They will go too long, get too leveraged, and they will be wiped out at some point in the next 12 to 24 months. I saw it before. I saw somebody ladder up to $10 million get smoked when the market turned. It will happen again. That's why when you have teams and you just got to keep building, you just overextend and reach and pray and hope, and the casino eventually wins. Next up, let's talk about banks. Dude, banks got the money. Banks make the rules. Live with it. You can complain about it if you want. It ain't going to change. You need their money, their rules. I can still tell you about the time an 800 credit score, 6-figure income, 7-figure net worth went to buy a cheap 100K house and they said no. I didn't think they could do that. Turns out they're the bank. They have the money. They can make the rules. Figure it out. If you have a great deal, figure it out. What we did is we went hard money, and hard money led to private money. It changes. And oh, by the way, banks come back, banks change. Banks or lend, banks get loose. You're going to be in this business for any length of time. Get used to banks changing their mind. Interest rates. Interest rates will impact affordability. They will impact some buyers and turn a yes answer into no. We are going to see rising supply and less demand because less people can get a yes answer. Use it to your benefit. Get 30-year fixed financing. So if rates are higher in 4 years, you win. And if rates go lower, you refi. You win either way. Don't get an ARM. An ARM puts interest rate risk, and it's why I think multifamily is going to get hurt because they are going to have to refi at the wrong time. Supply being wafer thin. Folks, if I've learned anything about looking at the consumer the last 30 years of my life, and that's who I focus on, the consumer, you can count on them for a couple of things. First off, when they get scared, they get really scared. They retreat, and we have been scared the last 12 months. Well, this period is ending, and boy, does mom and dad like to party when the sun is out. We are going to see lots of spending, lots of experience. We are going to see people list homes, move, trade up, all of these things. It is already happening, but if you're not doing the work like my students, you don't see it. Don't complain. If you're not doing the work every day, I do not want you to complain. This is not a business today where you can do 4 hours on Saturday and figure it out. It's 20 minutes a day, every day on a very tight, focused criteria. And if you're one of my students, you know what I'm talking about. It's step 1 of the course. And then there's the favorite them government, Fed, state, whatever. Folks, if we've learned anything over the last 30 years, they come and go, right? They have 2, 4, 6-year stints, whatever it is. Vote them out when you get a chance, but figure out what the rules are and roll with the punches. And yes, they can come up with some crazy things. They can lie, they can steal, they can do all kinds of things. Have reserves. This time has been interesting. But realize what they are doing is they are hurting people who need rentals. There are going to be less affordable rentals in the very near future. Mom and pop who are running with a 6-month reserve never expected the state of California to allow people to live rent-free for 12, 16, 20 months. They're going to get to the end of this. They're going to kick the tenants out. They're going to clean it up, and then they're going to sell that property. So unless you think we're going to have one of these crises every 5 years, time to pick up some rentals, have a reserve, because you are going to have rent. You're going to be able to raise rents to your heart's content. So in the end, what I wanted this video and this talk to be about is positive. You can look at all these bad and dark situations, and yes, today is the hardest time I've seen in 20 years to buy a cash flow rental. If you're starting today, I want to congratulate you, because if you do the work today and you get a rental, your next 20 years are going to be easy compared to today. This is the time to learn. Do the math. Build relationships. Build a network. Get out there. Get uncomfortable. Just do the work. Don't believe all of these other stories out there. If you do the work today, you can do deals. I produced a video on Sunday for my goals video. You can watch it because there's a playlist. And my students did 8 deals last week. Before that, I think it was 4. And before that, it was 5. Again, my students are doing the work daily. Check out the playlist called Community. See what they're doing every week. Folks, you have control. You can either point at others, complain about others, or you can do the work. All I ask is 20 minutes a day. I know it's hard. I'm right there with you. I have the good fortune of having been through cycles like this before, and I know it will end, and I can see it changing. But unless you're in it and you have that history, it's probably tough. I understand. So I wanted to create this video. I want to give you encouragement. I want to tell you to keep doing the work. You only need 4. So what if it takes you a year? It's okay. 1 a year changes your life. 1 a year changes your life. Go for it. Congratulations. Good luck. Keep doing the work. Have fun. Have a nice evening. Talk to you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. for our daily financial news. Bye-bye.